So let's look at a fistful of, or a handful of these tiny little creatures called Z-Bots. Z-Bots were around in the 90s. They were made by the same people who made Micro Machines and the first Star Trek The Next Generation figures, which were in the perfect scale, the 1/18 scale. However, these are not, to my knowledge, in 1/18 scale unless they're like short little robots that walk around. The size of these robots is about the same for all of them. They're not like some of the other figures, which, well, let's just look. We have about 2 inches tall for this one, for instance, and about 5 centimeters tall. If you know anything about centimeters, they're 2.54 centimeters per inch, so that makes sense. And they're all about the same height. I just put these into my checklist on the computer, and I still don't remember all their names, but let's just take a look at each one and look at the beautiful details in these things. I didn't appreciate these back in the 90s. I just got these actually from Stevens Games and Collectibles at the flea market called Everything Under the Sun Flea Market in North Myrtle Beach. They're open like Wednesday through the weekend. I usually only go on like Thursdays because that's also when the Super Deals is open, because Wednesdays are not open. You're like, what Super Deals? This is another really cool place to go down to if you ever go shopping in North Myrtle Beach. All right, there are supposed to be good guys and bad guys. I haven't quite figured that one out, but I just really dig these a lot. Now, this one, I do remember off the top of my head. It's called Lance, like a lance. He's got like a lance right there. He's got some articulation. He's got the arms can go around 360 degrees, except this lance gets in the way. You got to get it around him. His head does go around 360 degrees. His legs can go really far back and really far forward, so he can do a split and join the cheerleading squad. Now, let me zoom in and so you can see the really nice detail of these things. They have really nice paint apps with purple, that metallics blue. We got some black there. He's got a faction symbol right there. Like, again, I don't know the factions yet. I collected only a few of these back in the day. I didn't really get into it. I just thought, I like robots. These are robots you can put in your pocket. So if I found a few cool ones, I got them. The only one I can remember having was the samurai guy, because he looked like Raiden, and I just had to have that one, even though the other two in the package didn't appeal to me. And that's about the only one I could remember having back in the day. And even then, I thought they were a different thing. I didn't know they were part of Z-Bots. Memories like that. I remember buying them in a 3-pack at KB Toys for like, 3 for $10 or something like that. 3 packs for $10. Or 3 for $5 or whatever it was. This is one of those bins they got tons of back then. All right, so this would be cool if that actually has some kind of feature where you can pull it back or punch it forward or something. But it's got 5 points of articulation, and it's got a screw in the back. It's also got some printing on its buttocks. And I could barely make it out. This says 1994. And I don't really know what the bottom part says. All right. This one, I knew its name about 5 minutes ago. It was the first one I put in because it was the first one I could recognize in a different color. But yeah, basically, I've always wondered what these transform into. Like, this one does not look like it really transforms. Although those look like tank treads, sort of. Like on the bottom, see how it looks like that? This one definitely looks like it turns into some kind of jet. I mean, you got the cockpit up here, clearly. And you got the little hands. It looks like he holds onto a motorcycle with the hands being like that. He may be made, like they may have made one for a vehicle as well. They repainted them and actually gave them renames. It wasn't just they repainted them and gave them the same name, which is a licensing issue. I'm shocked that they could actually go through with this, because usually if you get a new name, you got to get a new like trademark or something. It's crazy, because I know how Barbie has to keep on naming people or she loses the trade right on those, and so does in the comic book companies. Every now and then you'll see a villain show up just so they can hold on to that name. Like Captain Marvel, when he died, they made a new Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, so they wouldn't lose that title to the other Captain Marvel from Fawcett Comics, obviously. But back to this. Yeah, I like the way he looks. He's got like the really sharp points though. So he's got 5 points of articulation again. His head's kind of loose on mine. And the detailing is mostly just reds and whites. He kind of looks like he would go with Air Raid, like Air Raid's little buddy. This is one that I saw both colors of him. Like, they're not both. There's 2 different colors of him. He's only got 4 points of articulation, and this arm won't go back because of the shoulder pad things right there. He does have a really cool little feature right there. And I remember his name now. It's called Chest Pains. It reminds me of those, remember the ZZ Zoolander or whatever it is, the ones with the ninja robots? It's got some dust on him already. Well, not already. It's probably in the box like that. Oh, okay. This seems easy to read. It's 1994 LGTI. Not to be confused with another 4-letter acronym. It's very similar. They do have little holes in their feet so they can stick to things like bases and stuff. So I definitely want to get some of those one day. I do have one vehicle, which I bought it for something else. But now these have got their own little place in my heart, you know? I think that's really cool. Like any kind of little features like that, I think are kind of cool. And again, his name is Chess Pains. I do remember that. Here's one. I think his name is Jesús. Because I kept looking for the one that has a brighter green like mine. And they didn't have it. It was a more dull green. It had there's two different versions of him. There's one that came in a 3-pack. And one that came with like a drill. Like, you know, like a machine to ride in. Neither one of them had this bright of a green on them. And I think whoever took the pictures at Transformers Land, I might have to go to another source to see if mine is the, you know, the brighter green is in a different one. Because he didn't look like he faded to this color. The other ones look like more of a booger green. This one's much more of a lime green, a more bright green. And they all had the same symbol. I think they used the same picture for both of them, to be completely honest with you. But they're both having the same name as Jesús, so I guess it didn't matter to them. But to me, if it came in the machine, I want to know which one it is. Now, on his butt, it does say 1992, if that makes a difference, because, oh, it looks like he has hair in the back right there, too. That's kind of weird. And he does look like he has more of a human face. This one I didn't like at first because he looks like he's just a football player. He's got the football helmet. And he does got the human hair and the human face underneath the mask, which is really creepy. I imagine these are robots, and when they get too human looking, even I get bugged out by that. And yeah, you know, it's always been a big robot fan. The Shogun Warriors are probably the earliest robots I can remember really digging. Them or the Star Team or something like that. Or Micronauts, probably. All right, and then Micronauts, were they humans that look like clear people? It's one of those things I could never, you know, decide on as a kid. I just pretend like they were robots. Oh, his head does not have articulation. I forgot about that part. His head does have articulation, and he doesn't have any little special features. He just has articulation, and the shoulder pads do keep him from going 360 degrees, but without them, it's clear he could. This one, this is what I was wanting to find out. He's got a little bit of articulation in the head. He's got a lot of dust. And that thing right there does not come out of his hand, so if you try to go around 360 degrees, you won't be able to because of the shoulder pads. But also, he would cut his antenna off. It looks like a boomerang. I forgot his name. I just, like, wrote it down. But it's one of his names. It's like, that's his name. I thought it'd be Boomerang Man or something, or something like that. He has maybe four eyes. That would be another name to give him. He's got little ski boots. And, again, I don't know what some of these would turn into if I was imagining. Like this one, I imagine he's just a football player. This one, I imagine he's part of, like he would turn into like a tank or something. Like he's a big old hunky tank. And this one, I don't know. I think that boomerang would turn into like some kind of wings or something. So if you've ever thought about that too, like if you ever wondered, what do these little guys turn into? Just give me your feedback below, or just let me know if you ever remember Z-Bots, because I'm really getting into them. I really think they're cool. And now that I found a place, I only have 5 more left though. And I didn't want to get all of them. I believe in getting a nice little handful so I can enjoy the ones I have. And then next time I go, maybe I'll pick up the other 5, or I know one of them's a repaint of this one, or just pick up a few, because I don't like getting all of them. I hate the people that do that. People who come in, buy everything, and leave nothing for somebody else. I think that's really rude. And, you know, if you beat me to it, have fun with them. Let me know in the comments below so I won't waste the trip. Nah, I'm still going to go anyway. All right, y'all have a great day, and thanks for watching.